Hello, hello, and welcome back to Rebuild 3, where we are struggling with the zombie virus infecting our people in the fight against the government. And this is fucking rough. Okay, all of our people are healed. Oop, no one's immediately nearby us. Let's go stage an attack on the government again. Come on, game. You're not gonna let me attack that tile, because it's technically not Nick in view. I wonder if we can get away with, yeah, I can't split off and... Alright. Come on. Alright. We did a little bit of progress. Let's clean up the area around our fort a little bit and, you know, continue our research. Okay. Got the government folks right there. This is all just so terrible. Delilah, I'm trying to make friends with you. Stop sending raids after me. Fight them. We had an injury. Alright, we don't... Well, let's see how it would work if we tried an attack with one person missing. Do we have the strength we need for it? We do. Alright. Okay, the attack went pretty good. You go, hang on. You go stand defense. Oh, come on. Such a hard time killing this fucking horde. Okay. Let's scatter out and destroy a bunch of the zombies on our borders. You go research. Hang on, do we have all the... Yeah, we've done all the things to draw people in. Oh, this is so terrible. Oh no, the Luddies, our buddies. Our buddies, the Luddies. Let's go fuck up these guys, huh? Okay. So many threats on our border constantly, I hate it. Kill these. Alright, let's go stage another raid on the government. Oh. It was no easy battle getting through all the defenses at the power plants, but that just made the fight all the harder. Made us fight all the harder. We knew there had to be something good in there, and we were right. We found an assault rifle, 11 ammunition shotgun. Government took a real hit there. But no cure for the Omega virus. Damn it. That's what we need more than anything, is a cure for the Omega. No, I want you to attack, not scavenge. I don't even know where the elite crew are still existing on the map. Build a miniature city out of cans. Spend the afternoon most of the evening in the food storage room constructing a tiny version of Vancouver out of canned fruits and cracker boxes. The citizens of Kansville are much better behaved than the real ones. They declare me mayor for life and held a festival in my honor. Is that a Homestuck reference? That feels like a Homestuck reference, but maybe I'm just crazy and I've been reading too much Homestuck. No, let's go stage a government attack. The game will let me. Come on, let me move the camera further. Jesus. That's government territory. Take out them all. Keep them away from our kids. Kill these. Clean up some of the mess on our border. We are chipping away at the government like it's no one's business. I wonder if we can actually now do the split attacks again. Yes, we can afford to scatter and attack more places at once. Or at least I can step away and attack a secondary locale. Last night the Dahlia is lit in flames. Oh god. We need to defeat the government to find this cure. They have it somewhere in their base. They have to. They have to. Oh god. Hang on. I'll go stand defense. Fucking. The police headquarters. That's gotta have something good in it, right? Ugh, guys, I need you back. Let's scatter and clean up some of the other area while we're here before it becomes a problem. We're starting to get things under control, actually. It feels like as all of the factions weaken around us, it does get easier to handle all of this. God, having to hit the next turn thing multiple times is probably the most annoying part of this disease. Oh Jesus, the camera really wigged out. That looks like oh fucking an important building. You guys hold down the fort. And actually, are the three of you strong enough to do a raid? Yes, you are. What if I plucked one off? Nope. Then it's way too dangerous. Fight them off. It's okay, one of our guys got injured, but we survived. Hey, why don't you go... Oh no, we don't really need you farming. Go chop wood. We gotta focus on eliminating the government right now. Like I said, there's gotta be a cure somewhere in all of this. There's no way there can't be. Come on. Don't want to devour, I want to fight. I'm a man, not a monster. A man. Well, 40% anyway. There we go. Nice. Electrified walls is done with its research. Okay, can you guys... Yeah, go take care of that. You research. Disease vector? Let's scatter and clean up some more mess. What's the deal, Noah? Papa, yeah, we've been hearing his story. I went on indefinite stress leave a few years back before all the undead business started. Not sure what happened to the school. It's not that I would ever seriously wish to harm any of those kids. It's just that, is it weird to say I both miss them and I'm glad I don't have to deal with them anymore? Defense expert. Eat baby. Jesus. Oh, he cannot handle it alone. Got it. It happened again, Dorothy. Ignore it. Does her spare time is no one's business. I guess let's make use of those traps. That gives us even more freedom for continuing to fight the government. And something I've realized is I think... No, I can't pull anyone away. I was thinking that we have a rocket launcher, so I was wondering if I could pull someone away and like use them with a rocket launcher, but hang on, what if I pull away? Yeah, they can't afford to lose a single person in their party. The government never saw us coming. We stormed through their walls like a herd of triceratops, and zombies poured in after us. We killed 4 or 5 defenders and generally messed up their day. Greet her as a worthy opponent. Why, thank you, she said. I've been wondering where you would find when you would find this silo. Inside lies unimaginable power. We have something even more powerful now, the Omega virus. She looked me up and down. I see your transformation is nearly complete. Soon you won't be able to control yourself at all. Join us and we will train you, make you a general. You'll be unstoppable. I noticed soldiers creeping up behind us. I don't want to do either. Run away? I bit a soldier on the neck, just an impulse, I swear. I wasn't trying to eat him, and we got the hell out of there. The government must have had reserve troops and supplies because they repelled us and put new walls up before we even made it back home. This is hopeless. There's just too many of them. I'm running out of time and sanity. I'm afraid I might not have a choice but to either detonate that bomb or join the government. Blow it all up. I don't know how many of the people in the town this will affect, but I honestly don't see a better option. I admit it, I didn't expect to ever see Jesse again after he took off wandering. He showed up today, ignoring a filthy filth bag, lugging a filthy duffel bag. The dust has settled deep into the lines of his face, giving him an ancient and oddly wise appearance. Howdy, partner. He tipped his hat in his usual greeting. I've got news you'll want to hear, if you're willing to talk about your research on the cure. Share research. Jesse leaned in close and looked me in the face. Hot mustard, you look more rotten than I do. I reckon your hourglass is near empty if you've got the Omega virus like those pharmacists. They're in no condition to help. They're having trouble just not eating one another. Jesse nodded like he'd been there. So, what research do you have? Other than a cure formula, Mr. McVillain tainted the damned Omega virus with his damned Omega virus. Dr. Abigail, CDC research. Right. Rufus's dad, the CDC researcher. I wonder if the kid ever forgave his old man for being away so much, and that's all. Damn it all, that's not nearly enough to work with. Wish there was some way I could go back and find these pieces we need, but it's too late. No. We have to find more things in older quests? Is that what the game's telling me? I think the game's telling me we have to go back and explore old quests to find missing research to fix this. I think that might be the only way. We made our way to the government silo. Inside, a warhead. A nuclear warhead. They must have brought it here with them, though I can't imagine why. Without a rocket, the only thing you could do is detonate it here, which would blow the whole city up. Blow the whole city up. Blow the whole city up and take the Omega virus with it. The thing was live and connected to a detonator. We hacked it, literally, with a hacksaw, and bypassed its security just as Senator Davis stormed in. "Get away from there," she shouted. "Do you have any idea what that is?" I calmly told her I knew exactly what it is. Or what it was, and her tone changed, pleading. "Listen, you don't want to detonate that. It would kill you too. Come with us instead. Join our ranks as general, and we'll conquer the great land from sea to shining sea." No. I had the detonator, and Davis screamed. Kaboo! In the beginning, there was darkness, then a blinding flash of a billion suns exploded outward. Kind of how it ended, too. Rather than allow the Omega virus to be released into the world, the hero, Boss Griffin, chose to destroy Vancouver. Not one trace of the disease survived the blast, not even Boss Griffin herself. Many miles south, near the city of Portland, the Luddys and Delilahs bonded together. Founded on the principles of self-sufficiency and simple comfort, their community came to control the entire west coast. They called it Cascadia. The disease eventually died out on its own after many years, and the undead disintegrated into bones, then dust. And as for the great hero Boss Griffin, who saved so many lives in those early days, she lives now only in our memories. So, okay. That leaves us in an interesting spot. There's clearly more endings to achieve. But I do think, with how many episodes we have in this series and how long it's been running, that's gonna be kind of the end. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna end the game there and tuck this into the bonus series category. The games that we will visit at later dates. And I will go and hunt the other pieces of the cure in the hopes of curing the Omega virus in another run of Vancouver. That's what we'll do. I also wouldn't mind just checking out, like, hang on, what can you do with the quick play mode? Continue. Yeah, you can have up to 11 factions. It's cool. I wouldn't mind trying something in there. God, that was an interesting ending. Definitely not the true ending. But I think that's the ending that we get. You know, we weren't able to get all the research data. Simple as that. Now I'm wondering how much the storyline could actually branch based off choices. Were there a lot of choices and I just wasn't noting it that much? Curious. Yeah, I think the series is at its official mark endpoint with that though, because we've been going for nearly 100 episodes. It's been the longest running series on the channel in terms of time when it first began to now. It survived through the hiatus of the channel, which not a lot of other series can't say the same. I fucking love Rebuild as a series. I loved playing the Flash games, the first Flash game when I was young, and when Rebuild 2 came out, I was excited. And when I first saw the development notes of Rebuild 3 way back, I was excited to know that a bigger scale Rebuild game with a faction system was going to be coming out. I've talked a lot in the series about how I'd love to see a Rebuild 4 and things I'd love to see. And like, I do think they can do an amazing, amazing Rebuild 4, right? Like, so I think a key aspect that they should explore in the next Rebuild, they sort of played with the idea of settler management in this, but it felt very bare bones. I don't think I ever truly got attached to any of the NPCs I recruited. I think they need to lean into the story narrative setup they're doing with the factions, right? Rebuild 4, like, every Rebuild game is sort of a self-contained story that rehashes the same plot elements, right? I would love to see them do a Rebuild 4 that does the same thing. All of the factions we've seen here, back again. But rather than the way the migrating city system works now, just give us one massive city from the get-go for a story mode, you know, because I felt like we kept just reiterating and reiterating and reiterating and reiterating story elements, and that kind of sucked. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have fun having to keep repeating the same plot elements over and over across different levels, so I think what it should be... okay, so some thoughts, hang on. If they did a Rebuild 4, a lot of the base gameplay here is the same. Or can say the same, and I love it. One, I think I'd want 3D graphics. I think a 3D graphic, almost diorama look where you can tilt and move the camera around and get in closer would be really fun, especially if the people you located in a building were visually represented in the 3D space. I think the story should work in that every town you visit should have 2 or 3 factions all fighting. And you don't just... and the way you finish the story in each town is you work out the dilemmas between the factions, either by killing ones you don't like or helping other ones succeed, and you go town to town doing that. And the last mission in the game has all of the factions that survived in this final town. And you learn that as you left, they all in each city built a big thriving civilization of some kind, and have now moved all towards this central city that the whole map was orbiting, the game was orbiting as you were playing. And this central city is like where the outbreak began, so it's about going and stopping the initial outbreak and finding a cure, kind of like what this went for. But along with that, I think what they should do is create 2 different kinds of NPC, or of townsfolk for your town. You have generic civilians and you have hero civilians. Generic civilians will have a couple of stats that you can train them up, but they don't really have any. They're just randomly generated people, and you get them en masse, and they're not, like, you're not supposed to. They can't level up. They're just locked in at a set generation, generally very weak. You don't load them up with gear. They're just like pawns that you move around the map, and you stack them on buildings to increase its defense, or like, oh, every one person in a farm increases how much yield that farm has at a diminishing return rate. And every guy you put in a building makes it safer, and you get these civilians in the hundreds. They're nameless pawns that you stack on buildings to get benefits. Meanwhile, you have your heroes, which are what we've been seeing here, where they're the characters that have backstories and equipment, but rather than randomly generating and assigning these backstories, you do have it be that as you play through the story and side with different factions, you recruit people in every town that you take with you. Oh shit, my computer went into sleep mode, what the fuck? You have people that you recruit and take with you, and you actually get like a growing bond with these characters. I think that would be really fun. It can make moments like having to pick who you take with you on a plane from the end, who you leave behind, a lot more impactful, especially if the people you leave behind can then later reappear and you find out they became major leading members of a faction that you left behind. Like, every rebuild game, because I never played the others on the channel, but I played them back in the day and I loved them, like I said. Every one of them took what was great about the last game, built on it, and it threw in a few new experimental aspects. Like, Rebuild 1 was the base concept and interesting, and Rebuild 2 polished everything about Rebuild 1 and added stories, a story system, and a very basic faction idea where there was like 3 factions in the game: the Judgments, the Rifts, and oh, I think that was all that it had. Oh, and Gustav. But they were never physically represented in the game. They just appeared as random events that would occur at certain time points. And other than that, the whole like base mechanics of the game have been the same. So I think like and this game clearly took the faction idea of number 2 and rolled with it and made them actually present on the map, which I adore. And I think them making a Rebuild 4 and building further on these elements and adding in new things could be really, really cool. And I think another thing they could do is definitely make vehicles have a bit more of a presence in the game. Maybe like you can only send so many people beyond the town walls before it gets too dangerous, but like you vehicles, you can send more. And like when you send a group of adventurers out traveling, rather than just being a pip on the map, you actually visibly watch them walk through the city if you want to. Like, I feel like there's a lot of they could do a lot of very cool things as the Rebuild 4. And I really would love to see what else Northway Games makes. I know they're working on a lot of other small, like, simmy games, but, maybe we'll take a look at Northway's library again in the future, because I adored this, and at some point in the future, when I'm doing really good on recordings, I think we'll see Rebuild pop up as a bonus stream category that we'll visit every now and again. But as far as it being a main thing on the channel, I think this was the finale. And I should say, with this having been the finale, I should also announce, when what the next game we're gonna play is in its place. Because now we've got, an open slot. So let me quickly look at my notes, right? I think I had mentioned this a while ago, that I wanted to bring back Fallout as being a big part of the channel. And I think that moment is finally going to arrive, where in this time slot next week, we will be seeing the premiere of my Fallout 2 playthrough. After a very long time. I feel like it's been waited. I know it's not necessarily what you guys have all been, clamoring for, in terms of a series. Because I know Sly Cooper's been getting very highly voted, but I've been trying to slide in a new system where, I'm sure I've mentioned it in the weekly news, where I get to pick a small chunk of the games that I want to play on the channel, and a small chunk of the games is based off what you guys vote for wanting to see more of on the channel. A sort of 50-50 control on what content is on the channel, more or less. But yeah, next week, we'll be back with Fallout 2. Oh jeez, what? OBS had an aneurysm. Jesus. We'll be back with you guys didn't see it, but OBS just went completely black for a moment. Fun times with streams and recording. Yeah. God, I've been trying to do my sign off for a bit. Next week we'll be back with, fucking brain farts. We'll be back with Fallout 2, which I've been wanting to play, and that will hopefully start to serve as the gateway to go further into more of the Fallout series. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Rebuild series as a whole in the comments down below if you had enjoyed it, and, if you would like to see more of it, tell me, and the more people are clamoring for it and asking for it, the sooner you're likely to see it return as a bonus video. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of reluctant about wrapping up the episode. I just realized the game's gone completely silent ever since it fell asleep. Okay. I thought the audio had bugged out. End cards will be appearing in a moment. The entire rebuild playlist will be in the upper left. Upper right will be another series Future Brian thinks you'll enjoy. Actually, it'll be something else temporarily, but once Fallout premieres, I'll try and put the link to the Fallout playlist if I remember to. Bottom will be, a couple other videos. Bottom left will be my most recent upload. Bottom right will be a video that YouTube recommends to you. Click one of those to continue watching. I love you all, and see y'all in the future. Ta-da.